Hi everyone, here's our lesson for Wednesday, September 16th. We are working on the reading lesson 1.7. Today we will start reading the story Spoon. Before we read the story, of course, we have to go over our vocabulary words. So make sure you have out your vocabulary word notebook, right, for reading, your reading notebook, so you can write down your new vocabulary words. We have quite a few today, okay? So the first word is proper. Let's look at this picture. Proper. The girls look like they are being proper, right? What does that mean? Does that mean having tea? No. Proper is someone who is polite and behaves well. So proper is polite and someone who is polite and behaves well. Go ahead and write that down. Proper. Proper is an adjective. An adjective is a word that describes a noun. The noun is the person. So being proper describes somebody, right? It means somebody is being proper or polite. If you need more time to write this down, go ahead and pause the video now. Okay, awesome. Moving on. The next word is blue. Blue. We know that blue is like the color blue, right? But here, we don't see that a color blue. Instead, the kid looks like he's blue, right? So let's see, what does that mean? It's an adjective. When you feel blue, you feel sad. So this kid is blue. That means he feels sad. Okay, go ahead and write that down. Blue. All right, moving on. Our next word is useful. Useful. Looking at this picture, her utensils look like they're useful. Her fork looks like, and her spoon look like they're useful. Something that is useful is helpful. So her spoon looks like it's helpful. It's helping her eat the spaghetti. Useful. All right. Moving on. The next word is realize. Realize. Aha. The girl realizes something. I wonder what she realizes. Realize. When you realize something, you know it or understand it. So realize. When you know or understand something, you realize it. So go ahead and write this word down. If you need a minute, you can pause the video now. Okay, moving on. The next word is elected. Ooh, this is going to be a popular word soon. Elected. The kids look like they are electing, right? They look like they're maybe voting, right? So elected is someone who is elected has been chosen for a job. So they voted for them and they have been chosen based on the votes. So someone who is elected has been chosen for a job. Go ahead and write the word elected and write the definition next to it. The next word is local. Local. Looking at this picture, it shows a guy and he's maybe selling fruits or vegetables. And so what does local mean? Something that is local is in the area where you live. So maybe he's close by to where they live. It's the market near their house. It's a local market. Local. Something that is local is in the area where you live. The next word is mock. Mock. The girl looks like she is mock playing or mock, right? So what does that mean? It's a version of something that's not real. So she's acting like she's a veterinarian or a doctor, but it's not real, right? A mock version of something is the not real version. So we may sometimes say, okay, here's our mock version of our writing. That means this is the not real version. So go ahead and write the word mock and write the definition next to it. If you need some time, pause the video now. Moving on, the last word we have today is compliment. Compliment. Look at Grandma. She looks like she's doing thumbs up, right? She's complimenting the boy. Good job. So compliment is a nice thing to say about someone. A compliment is a nice thing to say about someone. So your teacher may compliment you, your parents, your friends, anyone can compliment you. That means say something nice about you. Compliment. Make sure you write that down. All right. We will start with the word mechanical next week. Now let's go ahead and start with our lesson. So we are going to prepare to read the story Spoon. Spoon is a fantasy. Fantasies are stories with made-up events that could not really happen. So as you read Spoon, we're going to look for characters who are not found in real life, like a spoon, right? A spoon, there's no such thing as a talking spoon, is there? That's silly. The setting or where the story takes place. So we're going to be looking for the setting. And then we're going to be looking for a lesson the main character learns. What's the lesson here? What's the plot? Okay. As you read, stop and think. If you don't understand something, reread. Ask yourself questions. Use what you already know and look for visual cues to help you understand the text. All right, before we start reading the story, let's meet Amy Kruse Rosenthal. She is the author of the story. Let's listen to the audio to find out about the author of Spoon.
Amy Kruse Rosenthal liked to make books for children and grown-ups. She also liked to make connections. She especially liked to connect with her readers. Did you ever hear the saying, "a penny for your thoughts"? Amy Kruse Rosenthal once told her readers, "Mail me your thoughts and I'll mail you back a penny." And she did.
Cool. All right. Spoon by Amy Kruse Rosenthal. It's illustrated by Scott Magoon. The illustrator drew the pictures. This is Spoon. This is Spoon's family. Spoon is a spoon and his family. What does that look like? Looks like a lot of utensils, right? What is Spoon's family like? It's a large family, and look, they're all different size and shapes, right? All right. I'm going to move my face. There we go. On Sunday, Spoon goes to visit his Aunt Silver. He has to be on his very best behavior there. She is very fancy and proper. Goodbye, darling. Ta-ta. At bedtime, Spoon likes to hear the story about his adventurous great-grandmother who fell in love with a dish and ran off to a distant land. What does it look like a picture of? What are they singing here? What's this rhyme that you know? Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such a sight, and the dish ran away with the spoon. Very good. So Spoon's adventurous great-grandmother. That's her. It's funny. Lately, though, Spoon had been feeling blue. What's wrong? Asked his mother. You look a bit out of shape. Nothing, mumbled Spoon. What does a bit out of shape mean? It says, what's wrong? Asked his mother. You look a bit out of shape. What does that mean? It says, well, in the story it says that Spoon is feeling blue. That means he feels sad. So I bet when she says that you look a bit out of shape, that probably means like he doesn't look very happy, right? Why does the author use the describing words blue and a bit out of shape? Maybe she's trying to make the story a little more interesting to read, right? Instead of saying that Spoon is sad, she's having more interesting ways of saying that. It's just that. I don't know. All my friends have it so much better than me. Like Knife. Knife is so lucky. He gets to cut. He gets to spread. I never get to cut or spread. Yes, Knife is pretty spiffy that way, isn't he? She's thinking, I guess so. What does Knife get to do? Let's talk about what he gets to do. Knife, he gets to cut. He gets to spread. right? And then spoon says, I never get to cut or spread. Look at the pictures. The pictures help us understand because it's showing us knife cutting and spreading. And fork is so lucky. She gets to go practically everywhere. I bet she never goes stir crazy like I do. Fork does get out and make herself useful, doesn't she? Look at Fork. It's a cute picture. How do the pictures help us understand what Spoon means when he says Fork gets to go everywhere? Let's look here. What is Fork doing here? She's on the hamburger on the grill, right? She's in a salad bowl. She's in a piece of cake and in a bowl of spaghetti and meatballs. Why does Spoon's mom say Fork is useful? Because Fork helps people cook and eat, doesn't he? He's helping them cook here, and he's helping them eat here. And chopsticks, they are so lucky. Everyone thinks they're really cool and exotic. No one thinks I'm cool or exotic. Those chopsticks are something else, aren't they? Cool can be used to describe something interesting. So here it's saying, oh, they're interesting, they're cool. Meanwhile, if only Spoon knew what his friends were saying at that very minute. Spoon is so lucky, said Knife. He is so fun and easygoing. Everyone's so serious with me. No one's ever allowed to be silly with me like they are with Spoon. Clang, clang, bang. Right? Who's saying that? Knife is saying that. Knife is saying that. The author shared the problem Spoon has and is giving more details about his problem, right? Why does Knife say that he's serious? Maybe because he is serious. You don't let anybody hold a knife, right? It could be dangerous. But Spoon, anybody can hold a spoon. Spoon is so lucky, said Fork. He gets to measure stuff. No one ever does that with me. Look, Fork is like, what? See, no one ever measures stuff with me. Spoon is so lucky, said Chopsticks. He can go places by himself. We could never function apart. What do they mean by function apart? They mean that they can't work without each other. They have to be together in order to work properly, right? Let's think over here. Let's look at this picture right here. Fork says that Spoon is lucky because he can measure stuff. I'm not exactly sure what he means. First, let's reread the text and see if we understand. Spoon is so lucky, said Fork. He gets to measure stuff. No one ever does that with me. Let's look at the picture. I see that Spoon is adding sugar to a measuring cup. I think about what I do when I bake. I use a spoon to measure just the right amount of flour. Now I understand what he means by measuring stuff, right? Very good. Why can't chopstick function apart? Because you need two chopsticks to pick up the food. You can't just stick it in there and pick it up with one. That's silly. All right, we're going to stop right here, and we will finish the rest of this story tomorrow. If you want to get ahead and read it, I've assigned it to you on HMH. Look under my assignments, and you can go ahead and read and just reread what we've already read and keep going if you'd like. All right, guys, have fun reading, and if you have any questions, let me know. I'm online all day. See ya.